Hi, Noreen Smith here with the Connected Voice Vocal Studio, theconnectedvoice.com, and I'm back again with the video series on how to find steps to finding mixed voice for beginners. So there were 4 steps that I talked about. The first was release, second is connect, the third one is neutral larynx, and the fourth one is build strength. So this video is on the second one, connect. Now what we mean by that is we need to get the vocal cords to connect in a consistent way so that even though you're going to be doing this in head-voice coordination, we're going to be able to make it eventually sound seamless and sound much more like chest voice. So that's the goal, what that sounds like is instead of flipping into head voice, if I were to do this on, let's see, so instead of flipping into head voice like we were doing with release, eventually we're going to be able to go and go from chest voice into mix and back down into chest voice and sound like one consistent instrument and not have it change or get tight or anything like that. So what's happening in the vocal cords? What we're doing is increasing the percentage of time that the vocal cords stay closed when they're vibrating together like this. So if you have ever seen someone being scoped, I can put a link on so you can see what it looks like. It's called a stroboscopy when they use a strobe light. Because the vocal cords are moving so fast, it's hard to see them, how they're connecting unless you use a strobe light. So it kind of slows it down so you can actually see what's going on. But what happens is the more percentage of time they stay closed in between those interactions, then the more of a clear sound you're going to have. The less percentage of time they stay closed, so the more they stay kind of open in between, like kind of revolutions. That's not quite the right word. The more breathy or airy the sound is going to be. So if it was open more often, it would be really breathy. There's a use for that sound, but most people know how to do that one. It's the other one they don't know how to do. So if they're going to stay closed for a higher percentage of the time, then you're going to go to more of a so, and if eventually you want to be able to dial that in and out, because then you have so many options for expressing yourself in song. Like if I was to go back and forth, so if I was to go you can use anything along that spectrum to express yourself in song, and it's just great to be able to have control over that and to go, ooh, this verse I need to do a little more breathy, but then on this word I'm going to lean into a little bit more mix, and to have those options gives you so many colors as an artist to play with when it comes to telling your story in song. So for a lot of people, again, this is a completely new thing. They've never done it before. And I would say even for a lot of people, especially men, if mixed voice isn't something, or they just don't even live in head voice at all, if they're just belters, this mixed voice for a period of time is going to feel weak and useless because think of it like a muscle that you've never worked before. If you like skipped leg day and this is new, you can't just start deadlifting 300 pounds. You need to work your way up. And so these exercises are designed to gradually increase the weight that the vocal cords need to resist and to introduce this level of the closed quotient, I also call it cord closure, the amount of time your vocal cords stay closed, to gradually increase that incrementally, because your body, if it's never experienced it, your nervous system will reject it and will go, this is not how I do things. So I think of it like muscle memory. When I get in a car, we have two cars. We have an automatic and a stick shift. And when I drive the stick shift for a long time, and then switch to the automatic, my brain's going, when I drive a car, I do this. And it's searching for the clutch and searching to shift, but I don't need to. I'm in an automatic. And so I have to kind of rewrite my neural programming for a moment and go, oh no, this is automatic. This is a new thing. This is different. And then eventually your body goes, oh, when I drive, I do this. And we're doing the same thing. When I sing, I do this. For most of you, for a lot of people, that is a coordination that they've never done before. And so we have to ease your body into it, because it will reject the new programming. It'll say, I don't do this. This is not how I sing. And so we kind of sneak our way into it. So this sequence of vocal exercises, it could be something that you could easily do and go through stepwise in one sitting and be fine. But for most people, especially if this is not a sound that you use in everyday life, if you never speak in mixed voice, then this is going to be completely new. So it might be that each step might be 2 weeks of working on it every day. And then you go to the next step as your nervous system will allow you to add a little more of that cord closure at the top of your range, so or at in head voice area. So remember, we did the woo woo woo, because that's gonna give you a little bit of grounding in chest voice and help you release, and that's our first step. So you can go back and do that. So the oo vowel is going to keep the larynx a little bit from popping up, and it's going to help you continue to release into head voice. Now what we want to do is sneak in a little bit of that cord closure, a little bit of that more percentage. So we're going to put on it. If you feel that there's kind of a progression of w, and then if we go from there to g, you feel how the vocal cords are resisting air differently, and those are all different series of levels of cord closure that we're adding using vowels and consonants to control our environment. So say we're changing now to new. So gentlemen, we started there. Make sure it's not new, 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 N-O-O, new, new, new. A little low for me. The next step, and you can take that up as long as you can keep releasing into head voice and not jam up or get too tight. As soon as it gets too tight, too much tension, you want to move on. So the next thing we want to do is we want to keep that consonant, the because it's getting us a little more cord closure. Now what we're going to do is choose a vowel that will steer us a little less away from head voice. So the vowel, like look, good, nudge, I don't know, we're going to do or nook. We're going to do, so nook without the K. So you're gonna go no, 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 no. Excuse me. So you might notice that there's that at this point you're going to hear the vowel want to change. Na, 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 na. And that's not going to give us the result we're looking for. We're looking for this balanced approach. It's going to cause more of a flip sensation, more of a voice crack option. So, and we want to rule that out because most people don't enjoy those. So then the next step, and it's still kind of low for me, but you get the idea, is now we add g, like good. And the g gives us another level of chord closure. So I'm going to start a little bit higher for me, but keep that vowel exactly the same. And I want you to watch that it doesn't go and get really tight and squeezy. You want to release into head voice and let that vowel and consonant take you into the coordination we need you to do. Don't force it. Be nice and gentle. And then there's a final step, but I want to just work in ladies' range here for a moment. So again, we're going to start with the woo, and then we're going to go to new. So still releasing into head voice, but we're increasing that chord closure a little bit with the new. Now we're going to change to n, like nook without the K. That one's a little tougher. Same with gentlemen around the A. That's another transition point. Your vocal cords have to make a physical shift to a thinner vibrating mass. Isn't that exciting? In order to reach higher pitches. So you're going to notice maybe that one doesn't want to work for you yet. You can get there. The final step for both of you is once you can, I want you to watch for your body's going to try to change to an unvoiced consonant. So it's going to want to go instead of it's going to want to go, now here, see if you can listen for it, if you hear what I'm doing. So it's doing the unvoiced version of the g. Same sound, one uses the vocal cords, one doesn't. Your body's gonna go, oh, that's way easier, and it's gonna switch to the unvoiced version, which pulls your vocal cords apart. So you wanna make sure it's a consistent g. All right, so that is a lot of information, but that is just a summary of step 2, connect.